coming at you.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Infinite Weekend Podcast, episode 59. Zach here, Josh over there.
What's up?
How was everyone's Halloween? Hope it was enjoyable, full of candy and spooks. I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
I didn't do shit for Halloween.
I didn't. Well, I was on call. That's why we skipped last week. By the way, it was just crazy busy. But yeah, like Harper and them went out with a whole group this year. Last year she didn't get to, so they had a blast. But they didn't get, like my folks' neighborhood, they didn't get as many treaters as I thought. They didn't come in the troves. They didn't have school the next day. Like it died out by like 8, 7:30, 8. It was not as.
I heard that about the schools closing. They made it like a teacher admin day or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I know what y'all were doing. Y'all didn't want to have a bunch of kids hopped up on sweets the next day is what it was.
She had a good time. Like, I'm not a Halloween person. Like, I loved it when I was a kid, and I'm glad she likes it. But, like, I don't dress up. I like the old movies, and I watch a lot of 90s, like, horror movie stuff when it comes around just because they're on. But, like, I don't get all excited about Halloween. I got friends that do, and they get really involved in it, which is fine. I'm not against the holiday. I just don't get all chubbed up about it.
Well, I like, historically, I've always liked Halloween. It's probably one of my top 3. It might be actually my favorite holiday. You know me, I'm not big on holidays.
No, or music.
So, right. I mean, this has been said before, but the reason that Halloween has been awesome historically is the women.
The sluts.
It's a reason for even with girls that would not normally dress up like that, gives them one day out of the year an excuse to dress slutty, and I'm all for it.
I've never been to a slutty Halloween party.
Oh, Joshua.
I've never been to one, ever. Is it cool?
I've
seen like in movies.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun. Because also, I'm also super nerdy. So if a girl has like a
Leia
kind of a yeah, exactly,
Or
like a slutty,
like an Arwen thing.
right,
Elven.
a slutty elf. I'm like, she's hitting all the right buttons, right?
The hair behind the pointy ears. I'm like, I'm down.
Right,
with this.
exactly. I'm like, oh,
She has lambus bread.
exactly.
In her pockets.
I'm 13 again. It's just the best. So, I feel like we're gonna have to go to a Halloween
Probably
party.
not going to happen.
Why not?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who still does it. I feel like I'm too old. To
No,
go to
fucking,
that.
you can anytime you can. Adults, full on ass adults go to parties like that. We just have to go to like an adult. Like, I'm sure we can find some sort of like party to go to in like Nashville or whatever. Next year,
Brandon
let's
can
plan
find
on
us
doing
one.
that. We'll do something like that.
All right, fair enough.
Kylie can come. We'll do the whole thing.
right,
Maybe
we'll
I
do
can
it.
find a date.
We'll do We'll do it. That's fine. Yeah, because I've heard of like the ABC parties and like the Halloween party, like big time. I've just never been to any of those.
They're awesome.
I know. They look cool.
They're fun.
I'm not against it. It looks
I mean,
awesome.
you're talking about like people watching, and I love the people watch. Like,
I do too.
That's some prime people
Okay.
watching
All right.
because
All right.
people, and also people come up with some crazy.
Oh yeah,
Inventive costumes
Oh yeah,
too.
of course.
So it's not just I'm checking out the dudes. Too.
We had a friend of ours that her son was a tornado.
okay.
They had like took chicken wire and like put it with like I don't even know what the
like
fuck
tissue
material.
paper or something.
No, it wasn't tissue. It's almost like cotton, but a little
Okay.
thicker. And like put like cars and like
that's
trees
cool.
in it. It was actually pretty dope. I was
pretty
actually
cool.
really impressed. I told him I was like, you can keep that for next year.
That's pretty cool.
It was neat.
Well, it's like, and also we should also commit to doing this because I know you want to go. We should go to Dragon Con. It's actually since post COVID. There is a girl that I work with that she went this past year, and it's like the numbers are getting back up. But I kind of looked at who was showing up, and it wasn't
heavy hitters.
Wasn't any heavy hitters.
Yeah, I want to go in at least a handful that would
Right.
be worth
So we just
standing
need
in line
to
for.
right. We just need to like keep our keep on the lookout for whenever it's going to be some good
right.
people to see, and then we can go. I mean, there's always going to be some famous people that you've seen and stuff, but not like big heavy hitters. I mean, the year that I went was probably the last big event where they had a lot of
Yeah, because you called me when you were there.
celebrities because that was at the height of Arrow and Flash and all of that, and so
You saw that Candace lady.
oh yeah,
Yeah. You saw Steve Amell, didn't you? Was he there?
no,
And Robbie Amell, were they both there?
yeah.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, I would like to meet Steve Amell. He's cool.
Oh yeah,
Or he seems like it.
he didn't do pictures and stuff.
No.
No, so he just did main stage panel and then he fucked off. So, which I don't blame him.
He's like, I've done this.
That's like it would be cool to be like I think it would be cool to be an actor and rich, famous, and all that kind of shit. But like minus the famous part, or minus the interacting with hundreds and thousands.
I don't think that would
people
bother me. I say
would
that.
bother
I don't
me.
know if that would bother me.
I'm not down for that because I have I have a social tank, and when I can't keep it. There's no. I'd meet 5 people and be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay. Like sign autographs, talking to people. Like you're gonna meet your weirdos, but like you see
just
like
the volume
sign autographs, and there's like a line of people. Like I don't know. Like it's cool when you see them like come up with like either like a picture of something they've made the person. Like people like take time out of their day to like.
Right.
The ones that are like obsessed, like it's a little weird to me. But like when the kids come up, they get so pumped. Like that part's cool. But yeah, there's been ones that are like crying and shaking and shit.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Well, it's like you hear about like you hear celebrities where they they're notorious, they're assholes to their fans. Or whatever. Yeah. But when I hear that, I'm like, that would be me. And it's not because I'm an asshole. It's just because after you get like approached in public for the 8th time in one day, I'm just going to be done. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to shut down. I'm not going to have my, charm on. I'm just going to be like, all right, come on over here. Yeah, picture. All right, cool. Now
you're like Ben
off.
Affleck.
Right.
That recent interview, dude, he was like, I hate everything about being famous. He's like, I just want to act and I just want to go home. Like, I don't want that. He hates all of that.
Yeah, that would be me.
Every time you see him out now with J-Lo, he's like pissed off and just like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, have you seen her ass?
Yeah, he just wants to go home to J-Lo.
Yeah, that's
Who
true.
wouldn't?
I'm not mad at him.
God, she looks fucking fantastic still.
And Elizabeth Hurley looks like that too.
Oh yeah.
And then Selma Hayek. Have you seen that new?
No, I know.
What is it? Magic Mike. Have you seen the new movie? The third one he's done with Channing Tatum. He's in his like 40s.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But she's in it. Kyle and I were watching. I was like, she's like 53.
Who's in it?
Selma Hayek.
Okay.
She's in her 50s. She does not look like. She looks like she was made in a lab. Yeah. Like they literally have frozen in time.
Yeah.
They don't age anymore.
Well, there's
it's incredible.
Speaking of, I guess, older Latina actresses that are in stripper movies now.
Okay.
Which is Magic Mike is a.
Oh yeah, well, I mean it's dancers.
I never watched, but I heard it was really good for some particular scenes. But J-Lo is in this movie Hustlers, I think.
Hustlers or Shotgun Wedding?
No. It was Hustlers, where she was a stripper on stage.
Okay, because Shotgun Wedding is when I sent you where she's in her underwear.
Yeah.
And that scene I sent you, like where Josh Duhamel, and you're just like everyone wasn't really ready for that.
Oh yeah, no, it was Hustlers, and I think it was a few years ago, but people were talking about it.
So like when Swordfish came out, everybody freaked out.
Oh yeah, with what's her face,
Billy Bob Thornton,
and Halle Berry. Well, that wasn't Billy Bob Thornton. That was Swordfish was.
Then what's the other one? What's the one where
Monsters Ball?
Monsters Ball,
where it looked like they straight up were they were banging. Like I think you could.
There's rumors that they actually
fucked. And I think there's a scene where you get like a flash, like a quick glimpse. And I think you see Billy Bob Thornton's balls.
I think I'm okay with that. I don't want to see old Billy's balls.
Have you seen some of the videos of when he used to date Angelina Jolie? And they were like rolled up to like an award show, and she is like nuzzled into his neck and just like clinging to him like a koala.
Yeah.
And he's doing the interview and talking to her. And I can't remember what the question was. Like,
we just had sex.
We just had sex in the back of the limo on the way here, right?
And they're like, and she's like it's like the 90s.
Yeah, and she's like licking in his ear and shit, and you're like,
he's
what?
like, yeah,
right?
What? Yeah,
it's
cringy,
disgusting. It's just
it looks like her dad,
right?
He's so much older.
Exactly. They look like a couple of like meth heads that just
like they accidentally showed up for the award show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, here it is. Hustlers. Yeah, there's her and
I've seen that. Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Speaking of older movies, do you watch any old horror movies during Halloween? Do you get stuck on that bug?
No, not really. No? If I feel like watching a horror movie, I'll watch it. I don't get into like it's Christmas, so I got to watch a bunch of Christmas movie shit. The only thing I watch, and it's just because it's on everywhere, is I watch A Christmas Story every year. And otherwise, me.
I've already started listening to Christmas music. I went and got Christmas ornaments yesterday. Because everything at Hobby Lobby was half off, dude. The whole fucking store was half off. I know. I just like I guess you call it the pageantry of it.
The music, the pageantry. What a show.
Sounds super gay. But I like that part. Like, because we do several trees in the house, but I have one in my basement that I do like my own stuff. Like, whatever. But I like even them little shitty candles, like the pine candles and all. I want it to smell like a less aggressive
Putting candy canes in your ass.
Yeah, like it has a nativity scene on the side.
Right.
Sitting on a Yule log. That's my favorite. So yeah, I get bit by it. I don't do Christmas lights and all that shit. Because I have to take them down. I don't want to do all that outside.
Yeah, that's too much work. Although I the one thing
it looks nice.
I would do like a crazy light show thing or whatever, but it's just too much work.
Yeah, because you got to take it down. Have you ever hung Christmas lights before?
Huh?
Have you ever hung Christmas lights before?
Oh yeah, it sucks. It sucks ass. Not into it.
I did it for an ex one time at her house, and I was like on a 24-foot ladder the first time, shaking and sweating, dude. At the peak of the house, like trying to clip this thing.
You're trying to reach and everything,
dude. It was awful.
Well, we never did it like with the ladder. We would just straight up get up on the roof and clip it from the top. So we're like you're like on a slope, and you're like, in a squat position. You're like leaning over.
I was 20 and desperate. Like,
right. Exactly. The things
if you
we
put those
do.
up, you know what you'll get. I'm like, I'll put them all over the house. Duh. Can you please put these up on this 30-foot ladder? Yes, I can. It's no problem. I'll take care of that.
Exactly.
No, I've never done it in my own home. I've got people that really get into it, but I just don't want to take all that shit down.
No, but like so, Halloween has always been one of my favorite holidays because of the dress up aspect of it, and then the parties are awesome.
Sure.
I don't have kids, so I don't really into the trick or treating. I haven't trick or treated in
they really like it.
2 decades, but yeah. So I usually always dress up every year. I would do something, and usually it's something weird that gets laughs. It's not just a straight Halloween costume. Like one year, I really leaned into the I'm Asian thing. It was full on samurai.
I remember that.
Right.
I like those pictures.
Did that whole thing. But I didn't dress up this year. I don't even think I dressed up last year. I really kind of slacked the past couple years. I don't really know why. But I always don't do the trick. I don't do candy handout thing. I just don't like my doorbell ringing a bajillion fucking times. I'm just no.
There was some like 16, 17-year-old kids that showed up at my parents trick-or-treating, full costumes and everything. And they were polite. They were really friendly. I mean, they said trick-or-treat, thank you and all that. But
too old for that.
Well, I was trying to – I recently read a post where it was like, before you start talking shit about the teenagers trick-or-treating, just imagine what else they could be doing instead of trick-or-treating. So just give them some candy, be polite. I'm like, well, if you're polite, I don't care how old you are. Just don't be weird. Like,
yep. Did you see that viral video of those people that they left out like a bowl of candy and
they snatched it all
and
up.
they just
why is everybody
a group of people just
that?
Like snatched up a bunch of shit. And I noticed like a couple things about it. First of all, like only the small, like there was adults in that, and nobody was wearing any costumes except for the really small kids.
Yeah, I know.
And they were just raiding this bowl of candy. Like, are you that like?
Yes.
What type of person do you have to be,
dude,
to do that? I just don't understand what goes through someone's mind like
none
that.
None of that shocked me.
Like,
and I'm shocked that it went viral because I always expect the worst at everybody.
Yeah.
That's what kind of people, not 40-50% of people are like that.
So if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, there was a video that was going around where someone had a bowl of candy out. Mm-hmm. And and some people do that, just have a full bowl of candy instead of people.
We did this year. We
knocking on the door and stuff like that, and ringing the doorbell. You just leave it out, and everybody the social contract is you take one piece of candy per person, and then you leave the rest for everybody else. Like and you go on to the next house.
2 tops,
right? Well, I guess these people that didn't know, but they had a
ring camera
on their front door so you could see the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And a group of people came up, and it was looks like an adult, probably like a teenager.
2 or 3 adults.
It was like 2 or 3 adults, a couple teenagers, and then some really small kids. And everybody except for the really small kids were just wearing normal clothes. And they all come up to this bowl, and they're like, jackpot, and they just raid the entire bowl, like empty it out, right? And I'm like, and then got caught on camera. Shit went viral. It was all over the internet. And I'm like, you did all of that and ruined kind of like the night for, not really ruined the night for everybody else, but like, it's just a shitty thing to do for like, what, $6 worth of candy? Like,
yeah, it's shitty.
I don't understand.
It's It doesn't shock me.
It drives me nuts. Well,
Now, if it was
there's
if it was a bunch of teenage kids, totally get it.
like, we'll do like normal teenage shit where you smashing.
Well, I mean,
pumpkins
if you're
and shit
like
like that,
8,
like,
9
that's
years
normal.
old and a bunch of like 10 kids ransacked it,
Yeah.
I would chew that up more than I would 30 and 40-year-old
Right.
people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, it was
take
small
2.
kids doing it.
I always
that's
told
one
people,
thing, but
take
it was
2.
the adults.
Take 2 and go on. It's not a big
Exactly.
deal. We did it. We left a bowl, and there was still candy in the bowl.
There was a second part to that video that most people, I don't know, they saw that viral clip, but they didn't see the second part. Was that the neighbor saw that going on, and he came out and actually filled the bowl back up with candy.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so one of the neighbors.
I would probably do that for my neighbor. We're pretty tight.
Yeah. So, stop being dirt. Don't be a shitbag, is all I'm saying. Like, come on. Like, have some
Decency.
decency.
I know. I wasn't shocked by it.
Right.
We fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, no, we did the trick or treating thing and all that. Hung out and visited and stuff, but yeah, it just wasn't our little section neighborhood right here doesn't really get super involved. Like my road sucks.
Yeah.
My neighbor
I saw some.
Aaron and them said that they got about 12 trick or treaters this year, but usually like it's just pockets.
Yeah.
But we weren't here to do it. I told Kai I'd like to actually sit out one year and like out back and like do some cool like stuff off the carport
Yeah.
and like do something cool. But right now Harper's so young still, like she wants to go trick or treat and she's not old enough yet to go with a group of friends and go. So
Yeah.
she gets older, we'll let
Yeah.
her do all that. But it seemed like it's still a pretty big hit. I mean,
Yeah.
they had razors and side by sides and trailers all lit up pulling through my parents' neighborhood. Their neighborhood does it big time. It's cool. And we did a trunk or treat at the school this year too. That's pretty cool. Heard Austin P does a huge one.
Yeah, those are good. That way, I don't know, in this day and age, you don't necessarily want to have a bunch of kids just roaming around a dark neighborhood. So doing it
In a
kind
big
of a
group,
neutral
it
site
wouldn't.
like that would be fine. But
In a big group wouldn't bother me. You gotta let them be kids a little bit. I try not to be the one who's always like, oh, don't go by your, like, we used to be in groups all the time, walk the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but we had that same conversation. Like, is it really that as bad as we think it is?
Not here,
No.
but I mean, there's places where I would not.
Yeah.
Right?
get it.
Even in groups.
Yeah.
There's just places you just know not to go at night. But I don't know. You always hear those horror stories too about I don't even know how true they are, but people putting weird shit in candy, I guess.
Yeah, so there was always like rumors of like razor blades and like dirty hypodermic needles and shit in your Reese's cup. And I'm
Bastard
like,
would do that shit.
like we were going through Harper's and like I looked kind of like, I don't really see any like condoms or like, anything gross in here. I said, who the fuck is going to like cut into these bags of nerds,
Yeah.
put in some meth and then reseal the box?
Right.
I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. Like, fuck. We used to eat candy out of the bag as soon as we got them.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, like, hell, there was a dude used to get out ramen noodles last year.
I would love to have
Yeah,
some
dude.
ramen noodles.
He had a picture of Trump or a picture of Biden or something. He was like, look at this fucking monster
Right.
in the window. And he was giving out ramen noodles. I'm like, fuck, that's probably cheaper than candy. It's like 9 cents a bag.
Yeah, probably.
And they come in like shrimp and beef and savory chicken.
And they're just wax noodles.
They're just waxing noodles. Yeah, it's
I had those not too long ago.
Some ramen? Did you?
Not for the first time, for the first time in a long while. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to eat a shit ton of it, like in
What'd you-
college.
what'd you
Like,
think?
It was a college delicacy, right? And then I hadn't had them for like 10 years. And then I had them again. And I was like, these are crap.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I sustained my body on these forever.
I had Taco Bell today.
Oh, yeah?
I usually don't eat fast food ever. Chipotle's as fast as I get.
Right.
That's it.
That's kind of
It's
slow.
just not as, I don't know. It's not as good as it used to be.
No, it's not. It doesn't hit the same.
We went and
anymore.
rode dirt bikes today with Garrett and Dad, and then we all went for hours and then came back. And I was like, you know what? I said, I've earned a crunch wrap. I put in some hard miles. Let me get that. And it just like, I was like, I'd rather just have a sandwich.
I'm like bougie now when it comes to like stuff like that. You know
It's
what I
just
mean?
not all that. Like we're
not the same.
sitting in line and like fast food workers are already like hit and miss.
Yeah.
Usually they're just a fuck. But we're sitting there waiting. I'm like, this sucks. There's like people, like everyone's gross. Like there's just a line out to the door. I'm like, this sucks. Like for people who don't do this often, the experience blows.
Yeah.
But you would think these fast food places would take a playbook or a play out of the book that Chick-fil-A does.
Oh, yeah, and hire people that are not
Well,
disgusting.
not only that, but like be fast. It's fast food.
That's true.
Chick-fil-A takes in 3 lines of cars, and I've never had a messed up meal.
That's true.
KFC, Taco Bell takes 1 line, and they fuck it up the entire time.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's like I told Dad, I was like, yeah, but they don't have to change because people are still going to come here and sit We're sitting here right now.
That's true.
But now if I was to put a Chick-fil-A across the parking lot, it would kick ass. That was at exit 86 in Kentucky.
You could put a Chick-fil-A across from another Chick-fil-A and it would still kick ass.
Yes, it would. It's good. Whatever, dude.
There's just something about it. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, I went to, not Taco Bell, but I went to a new coffee shop. Crunk and I went and did work stuff in Hendersonville. Mm-hmm. And we ate at Sam's Bar and Grill.
Okay, yeah.
Indian Lakes.
Been there a bajillion times.
Good place. Good burger. We go to Barnes and Noble, and he was like, I was like, I think there's coffee in there. There's like a Starbucks. So we're standing line. He was like, I've only been here like 5 or 6 times. I was like, why the fuck are we at Starbucks? Mm-hmm. I was like, what are you getting? He was like, I was like, you like a foo-foo drink? Yeah. And I was like, let's find a coffee shop. He was like, well, you're the coffee guy. Fucking find one. I'm like, all right, I'll find one.
All right.
So I Googled stuff. I was like, got one right here. It's called Stomping Grounds Coffee House.
Okay.
Dude, it's cool as shit. Stomping Grounds Coffee House.
I might have been there.
There's 2 of them, Gallatin and there's one in Hendersonville. Of course, me being me, I was like, this is going to be dope. So I walk in, and it was instantly a vibe. Like, it's walking like an old building. They just like random ass furniture. And it's super chill. It's cool. Cute girl with a nose ring. I was like, this is going to be fun. Like, they were super friendly, polite.
What kind of nose
awesome
ring? Like
Septum.
Septum?
Yeah. Well, just a little me.
Little Septum, yeah.
Just a little something. She was super
Just grab
friendly.
some pliers.
Yeah, both of them were great. She's like, what do you want? I was like, I'll just have a drip coffee, just medium or dark roast. So she made it. I was like, she's like, do you want half and half? I was like, yeah. She's like, here, you can do it. I'm like, is this self-serve? She's like, people always like, I want a splash. Like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, this is great. I feel, dude. I was like, I'll have honey in it too. She put it in there. It's probably one of the best dark roast coffees I've had in a while. Dude, it was the whole thing was awesome. So I was like, so you know what I did? Shouted them out on Instagram.
There you go.
Cheers. So if you're out in that area, it's really good coffee.
All right. Someone did tell me that they remember that you were it was Plumline Coffee.
Yeah.
And someone
freaked out that day?
remembered. I can't remember who I was talking to about
George?
this. Maybe I think it was George or it was Beth. It was his wife, and she was telling me that she remembers like you wigging out like
I was fucking
like,
mad.
Plumline sucks ass. I'm never going back there. All because they didn't have honey.
Well, I was pissed because for one, their hours were stupid.
And the hours are dumb.
They open at 7 o'clock.
That's it.
You're a coffee shop. Right. Give me a break.
Yeah.
And then I asked for cream. You didn't have any. You had, I got whole milk. What?
Yeah.
Like, you've been to a coffee shop before. When
you got to have all the stuff.
And then I asked for honey. They're like, well, we don't have that either. I'm like, yeah, I don't understand.
You shouldn't have opened.
And then I'm like, you need to open at 5:30, and have all the accoutrements.
Right.
Like, everything, dude. Come on, man. It's a coffee shop. I'm sure they've improved since then, but like, 2 bad tastes. I'm like, this sucks. I'm not coming back. Yeah. And I didn't go back.
I feel you. But yeah, that someone did.
I love Black Rifle, but I hate the fact that I can't put my own cream in my coffee.
Yeah.
It's behind the fucking counter. Panera's the only place, one of the few. Yeah. Even Starbucks lets you put your own stuff in. What am I going to pass? Am I going to pass COVID through my half and half?
See, that's the reason why I think there's something to be said about when it comes to coffee places. The chain ones, I think, always end up it's not always, but when you find one that is consistent, because they have a system, and it's like I've seen, like Dutch Brothers is probably one of my favorite ones that I go to now, because and I watch them, is that they say like, oh, you want cream? It's not just like, and I'm like, yeah. It's not like they just fill it up and they just like pour some cream, and you always get a different amount depending on who's doing it.
Yeah.
They actually have like, it's measured. It's a system.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so when they say you want cream, they actually like pour it in like an ounce or two, like they're doing a shot.
Yeah.
And you just boom, boom. And then that way it's always consistently the same amount that way every time.
If the guy behind him makes it dressed like Batman, he'll make it the same as the other girl that did it. Exactly. There's no room for error.
It's hard to fuck up. And I usually get the same thing every time. The only time it's been different is maybe something happened during the roasting process or something, and they like burnt the coffee or something, and they didn't swap it out. This is maybe one time I think I got an Americano that tastes like cardboard. Oh. But otherwise, they've been super consistent, right? So there's something to be said about like if you have like a local coffee shop thing. If you do I think you have to do self-serve unless you have an absolute system to where you've got it dialed in, and when someone says I want this, it's going to be that every time, no matter who's actually making it.
Miss Lucille's Cafe is consistent, and they make it.
Miss Lucille's
pretty consistent.
Is super consistent. You're right.
That's a good coffee place.
I actually miss that place.
I do like their coffee. It's good. It's Bongo coffee. You can buy in the bags.
Oh yeah, and I've used that before. Fuck, I miss that place, man. That was some good shit. I miss that
food-
bowl.
We haven't eaten there in a while. We went and got coffee not too long ago. What's that new one? Parlor Donuts here in town.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They got a pretty good coffee. It's strong. It's good though.
Well, there's down where I work now. There's a few places that we go to, but I have not found any place that's like where I'm like craving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I really want it. I gotta go.
I bought some Free Reign coffee. Colton Hauser's new,
Oh yeah.
or Cole Hauser, excuse me. Cole Hauser's new coffee brand. His new coffee company. I ordered some because I'm a sucker.
Because you're a brand.
And I like Cole. I do. I'm supportive. So
Is that how you? Okay.
my dad said I was
Potato.
humble. My dad said I'm humble. He told me the other day, I was like, hey, my buddy's Shave Shack, like where I posted and shared where I got Derek's my barber now. I went to school with him and stuff, but he's doing really well. But he's, of course, has his own business. So I was like, you got T-shirts and stuff? So I had to buy a T-shirt and shout him out. I was like, I can't help it, dude. I like talking to people who are really I hate the word passionate, but who are really excited about what they do in their craft. It's addictive. It is addictive to be around. So I buy into it, dude. I can't help it. When you're excited about what you're doing, it makes me excited to be there. So I'm like, I'm fucking in. I'm in, dude.
I don't know. See, if someone was like all jazzed up about like balloon animals, I'm just gonna make fun of you because you're like all jazzed up about balloon animals.
I don't know, dude. I didn't think I was gonna be into hats either. Fucking, I love Gage's hat company. Like, it's cool. I don't know. Like, this was pretty cool. Jacob Jones is a tattooer in Nashville, and I've been following him now for about a year. I heard about him through Gage, and then started following him on social media and talked to him. I had an appointment with him last year, but that deer hit my fucking truck. I had to cancel my appointment or whatever. But so I share all this stuff all the time. Well, he posted some hoodies he's coming out with his name and all this stuff, and I was like, those are awesome. That's exciting. He was like, he commented, and this was cool. I thought it was cool. He was like, you're like the biggest hype man in the tattoo industry. He said, I'm going to send you one of these fucking hoodies. Like, I'm sending you one. So, of course, I messaged him. I was like, hey, you don't have to, I really appreciate the compliment. So he's like, no, when they're ready, I'm sending you one. Send me your address. And I was like, what's happening? And then I got another message a few days ago. It was like, you may be the greatest hype man.
Your Instagram is nothing but dirt bikes and tattoos.
Yeah, I hype up like coffee every now and then.
Like a random brand of something. It doesn't really matter what it is that I've been like.
Like, it's cool, like, when it kind of gets traction. Like, to most people, it won't be a big deal, but to me, it's really exciting because it's like, I'm not getting anything out of doing it besides, like, some mild praise and, like, thanks, really appreciate it. But, like, anything I can do to, like, help, like, I don't know. I enjoy doing it. I can't help it. I fucking like doing it. I can't help it. If I could, like, do that as a part-time job, when they're like, hey, we're just going to, like, pay you, like, 50 cents per post.
Yeah, it's called being an influencer.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to be a douche. I don't want to do, like, weird influencing. Like, I'm to the point now where I don't like fitness influencers anymore.
You know what you're going to have to do? This is what you're going to have to do is I think you should.
I'm not showing my wiener.
No. Well, Instagram will shut you down.
Not if I put it inside, like, the mirror on the stove.
That's right.
Like, if I'm like, I wonder if my pizza's ready and it's just hanging down.
Let's talk about that for a second. So I love how there are trends on Instagram that happen, and it's all about, I don't know, catering to the male mind, I guess.
Oh, 100%.
And so these thoughts on Instagram were getting around the no nudity policy on Instagram by basically wearing just see-through shit. And so that was amazing. And I was just like, this is awesome.
Almost like the fishnet, but finer than it, almost like a coffee filter.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. And so that was awesome. I was like, okay, well, they're getting around it. I mean, they're basically naked, right?
Yeah, this is great.
This is awesome. And then it was the new thing that I am noticing, because I'm seeing more and more of them now that you shared that one.
Yeah,
was to where they're full on naked, but it's in a reflection of something.
Yeah.
And you have to like look to see it.
You got to really,
right.
The sunglasses was the one thing.
Yeah.
So they'd be like at the pool together, and the shoot pull her top, and like, oh, these sunglasses are awesome. And you're just like, are those titties? And you have to like back up, and you're like, how are they getting away with this? And then the one I sent you recently was the one she was in the oven, or the oven, and then she was going to check it, and she was like, I wonder if these, like, I don't know, muffins are ready. And I'm like,
right.
I was like, Zach's got to see this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I found out recently Kylie sends you gross shit all the time.
She likes sending me just women with like huge tits or like a big jiggly ass, just doing whatever. Just it's all about the tits and the ass. And she loves sending me just like some of the most like
It's the funniest stuff.
Just some of the most, I don't know how to describe it, just the most obscene women I've ever seen in my life.
And one day I looked at her and I said, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. She's I just really like sending Zach all this crazy shit. I was like, he probably really likes it. I was like, because we send crazy shit in our groups. I was like, we either do like women, car accidents, political memes. It's the most wide variety of nuts, crazy stuff.
Like, just think about if you were explaining that to a total stranger. Yeah. My wife likes to send half-naked women to my best friend.
That's what she
does.
does.
Who's a dude.
Yeah, who's a dude. Whatever.
Makes no sense.
Whatever. We're just including everyone. We're just one big fucked up family.
I appreciate it.
One day I looked at her, I was like, what are you doing? She was just like, it's just funny. She's I send him horrendous things all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, great.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that's
shit.
Well, then now the new trend now is for some of these thoughts, whatever you want to call it, women, is like they'll be wearing like a see-through like pantaloon or some shit. I don't know if I said that right. Like some kind of thing.
Like
and
a see-through skirt. And
they'll
you can
bend
see
over and like you can
vagine.
see their crotch. And I'm like, ugh. And some of them like they could pick up an apple. I'm like, I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
But so I'll send it to you.
Hang like sleeve of wizard.
Yeah. It's some of it's aggressive. And I'm like, man, why don't they just be naked? Like,
Just be naked. Right.
It's weird.
It's all about the tease. And then they get
weird,
you over to
dude.
their OnlyFans is the move.
Hey, I'm not mad at any of them for making money
No. Yeah, absolutely.
at all.
I mean, if I had tits, that's the first
Work
thing I'd
all
do.
those hours overtime I just did last week, or take 2 pictures and make the same. I'm taking 2 pictures.
100%.
I'm not mad at them at all. I don't care if they're not contributing anything. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me.
Their rent is paid.
Their rent is paid and more.
And more.
Yeah, so,
Oh, yeah.
has there been like a recent influx in teachers getting caught with students? Did you send me that article? Or like I know there's been some nurses getting fired for having OnlyFans or whatever, or teachers getting fired for having OnlyFans.
Yeah,
accounts.
there's been a
Bit of a pop?
slate of nurses and maybe like doctors or dentists or some shit, like people in professions where they see the public and they usually not in the medical or hospitality profession, and then they also have an OnlyFans, and then their employer finds out and they like fire them because they have an OnlyFans. But I'm like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but how are you going to... Not everybody's going to know they have an Only. It's not like... If they were advertising it at work...
Well, it's one thing if they were around kids. Okay,
Sure.
that's a different story. So say if they were a nurse. Okay, now that makes... Now I'm actually tracking why like a nurse with an OnlyFans may, get let go at her job. I think it was mostly because she was shooting content for her OnlyFans while on the job.
Okay,
that makes
total
different.
sense.
And then also, if she was a nurse that was also interacting with kids, which you would imagine she would, that the hospital would be not too keen on like
The perception.
that.
I get it.
Being around kids, it's like
Yeah.
a teacher doing it. You know what I mean? So I get it. So pick one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like those...
Be a nurse or be an
It's like those
OnlyFans
hot
model.
teachers get in trouble like having sex with students. It's like some 6-year-old boy. I was like, if you just keep your fucking mouth
I
shut...
know.
Dude, you could have read that out through college probably. And that girl was hot.
Yeah.
It's usually a hot teacher.
Yeah, it's usually an attractive teacher. Like that's the part that boggles the mind about that.
Yeah.
You never. Maybe we just don't see the stories because they don't go viral because she's gross. But and who wants to see that? But
Yeah,
or
not
imagine that. But you never really see stories of a female teacher hooking up with a male student, or sometimes a female student. There's been a couple of those where it's been a lesbian thing, and the teacher is a lagoon creature.
Oh, yeah.
They're always at least mid, kind of, maybe plain pretty.
Yeah.
But sometimes, half the time, they're like hot. And you're like,
Yeah. That's what I start asking people now. They start telling stories. I'm like, was she hot? And they're like, what does that matter? It matters the most. Like, or they'll anything like his wife cheated or whatever. I'm like, yeah, was he a good looking dude? Or like, what does she look like? I need some context to this story to find out who was really wrong.
and people getting on you like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
It does matter.
Like, of course it matters.
Yeah, like that day somebody got in trouble for I don't know, I think somebody was on a job site or something. Somebody pulled their out or something. And I was
Right.
like, yeah, it was big.
Right.
Terrible thing to have.
Not a lot of people out there are like cheating on with a Uggo. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like I want to know.
Right.
Like, it's a fair question. Is she hot?
I wonder, have anybody actually spoken to any of the now adults who had a sexual relationship with a female teacher? Any of the guys?
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I want to they should do like
We should have them on.
we never know who the name of the kid is. So, unless the person comes forward as an adult and says, "Yeah, I was that kid."
Yeah, I railed that teacher.
Right. You're not going to know. But I think it'd be kind of interesting to do like a follow up to see where that, all these stories 10 years later, 5 years later, where are they now? And you kind of do a follow up and see if like, are they actually like damaged? You know what I mean?
They're damaged because they miss it.
Again, it's different with girls and guys. We all know this. We all know this is true. If it's a male teacher and a female student, it's like everyone universally agrees that's fucked up. But in the back of your mind, when it's a female teacher and a male student, you're like,
he's probably fine.
He's all right. He
has pictures.
Good. Right.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
Give me a break.
Right. So, but I'd be curious to know if there's anybody. Now, it's one thing. I just had a thought. It's like, what if the female teacher was like full on like pegging the student? Or something like that?
Okay, yeah,
like,
you're talking about yeah.
That's a little different.
He might be damaged from that. I would imagine.
It might. Exactly.
That's a little different.
Making him do a bunch of shit that he didn't want to do.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, like sit on a bowling pin or something.
Like,
yeah.
you can't rape the willing.
That's true. That's true. No just means, if they say no means just try harder.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't rape the willing.
Yep. That won't hold up in court, I don't think.
No, I don't think
you
so.
can try that. You can't rape the willing.
Right.
Like, no cap.
Oh, I know. I know. And the thing is like in the UK, the age of consent is 16 years old. So here in the States, it's 18.
See, that's what's wrong. Like, their food's fucked up, their teeth are fucked up, and now, like, it's just bad. I don't know.
But it's like that Dave Chappelle joke. How old is 15 really?
14. 14.
No, it was
really?
15.
Is it 15?
He said 15.
14, 15. I don't know. My bad. I didn't know what it was. I haven't seen that skit in a
How
while.
old is 15 really? Is
that the one where he was like, I want to pee on you? Like the whole
it was about R. Kelly. Yeah.
Because he was all like, I don't know about you or not, but if somebody's going to pee on me at 15 years old, I think I could have known to get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to let him pee on me and then internalize and be like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, you're just going to get out of the way or you're just going to take it.
Right.
Right.
Better to be pissed than pissed on.
Right.
I'm just here to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But the male students, they always make the same mistake. And the thing is they could have kept that going and nobody would have gotten in trouble or whatever if you just kept your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Wait till you turn 18 and then boom, then you're good. But they always make the same mistake.
Tell your buddies.
Again,
tell the boys, man.
You gotta.
You gotta tell the boys.
We
always tell our friends everything.
100%.
Can't help it. First time I made out with a girl, called my buddy the next day. Tell you guys what I did.
Oh yeah.
Lost my virginity. Within an hour, I called my friends.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like texting my friends while in the act.
Yeah, I didn't do that at the time because I couldn't believe it was happening. I didn't really process what was happening. But yeah, like I called like an hour later. I was like, dude, now I know what you guys were talking about all this last year. Yeah, this is way better than riding bikes in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what they do. They tell their friends tell their parents. Can you believe they overhear it? And then you've ruined it. You've ruined the passion. It's gone.
Yep, 100%.
Sucks for them. I never had any teachers that I would have slept with. All my teachers were gross.
There was one
Did you have one?
in middle school in 8th grade that was I had a little bit of a crush on as a kid, but I don't know. I was also just fresh out of homeschool, so it was like the first time like seeing women.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true. That makes sense.
In any kind of volume.
Yeah, I could see where that would fuck you up a little bit. You're going to end up like writing a book about your memoirs and shit about being homeschooled.
And when I was homeschooled,
call it Troubled Waters.
I also lived in the fucking boonies, so it was just my parents, my brother in the woods.
Yeah, you were Amish.
That's pretty much it. Like we did do like intramural sports and stuff like that.
But it was
like
just
community
3
sports.
of you.
But it was right.
Just
but it was all male team. So I've rarely interacted with the opposite sex until I got to public school.
You see movie 43?
Oh yeah.
Is it like
yes, when he was homeschooled, and
his mom and dad.
They wanted him to have like the full like high school experience. So they would like the dad would bully him, and then like the mom was like teasing him sexually or whatever, which was super weird.
And then he was all fucked up. He had like a fake girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It was a sex doll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what was it? A sex doll? Or he just like he made something out of a mop or something.
And that was the kid who's in Bear and does those Shameless.
Shameless.
And all that.
Yeah,
he was
his
like
lip from Shameless. Yeah, it was funny.
Those are great.
Another scene that keeps popping up on my feed from that movie was Hugh Jackman where he had the balls on his chin.
Oh, Him and what's it? Kate? Is it not Kate Winslet?
Kate Winslet, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
She was like
he had
begging
the turtleneck
someone.
on or whatever, and he like dropped it, and it was they hung down, and then he's like, "Oh, it's getting a little cold in here," and they
were
shut back
sucked
over there,
up.
they just sucked up to his neck.
And she was trying to
Yeah,
see
dude.
if someone else would notice it.
He like leaned over to like talk to this kid or whatever, and his balls was like dipped in the soup. It's just
Oh, there was hair on it.
yeah, dude.
I like when the waiter accidentally hit him.
Yeah, and he's like
Oh,
starts coughing.
stomach hurts. And she was like, "What's happening?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got a scar right here. You probably noticed it." It was
Right.
like she was like, "It's not. No. Oh, that's when Chris Pratt and Anna Faris did that whole scene where she was like, he thought he was going to propose to her.
Right.
She's like, "I want to take a dump on your chest."
Right.
He was like, what?
What now? Yeah, and then his friend was counseling him. Was like, you really need to like, don't just like
Do something colorful.
you got to do something colorful, right?
Some
You gotta,
burritos, put some guacamole.
right. If you're gonna shit on her, like really, really shit on
That's
her.
what he said. He was like, you don't say shit. Like it's got to be something sweet and like, you know, that's
Right.
whenever he goes to do it. He was like, "Can you just hurry up, I need to shit." She got all mad. He ran out in the street. And that car hit him.
That movie got terrible reviews. It
I don't know
bombed
why. It's
so
so
hard.
funny.
Because it was so. I don't think anybody knew what the hell the movie
No,
was.
it was to me. It was just a bunch of actors and actresses taking a break,
Yeah.
and just having fun.
Yeah, oh yeah,
It was
100%.
awesome because it had headlines like big names
Big
all
names.
through it.
It was basically like an excuse for a bunch of A-list actors to do like SNL skits, but like on
Way
HBO,
worse.
but like gross
awesome.
and really fucked up.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
yeah, I did enjoy it. It was it definitely it was weird at the time. I don't think anybody it was a different kind of thing, but I feel like it fits like our culture now.
I think
it
it's
fits
great.
better now than it did when it came out.
Speaking of like crazy movies, have you ever heard of a movie called I'm gonna say it wrong again. I think it's called Bad Moon. Hold on,
Bad Moon.
I might be wrong. Yeah, Bad Moon, 1996. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So I follow a couple pages on. It's right here. I follow a couple pages on Facebook, like horror movies, like people who just talk about movies. Well, someone posted and was like, "Yeah, it's definitely one of my top 10 favorite werewolf movies." And I was like, "I love werewolf movies." I was like, "Let me check this out." So I started it today. It's on Peacock because I just have an app where I can go in and figure out what's streaming. I was like, "Let me check it out." It's 96. I like 90. I've been trying to catch up on 90s movies because they're campy and the effects are most like real. They're not a lot of CG. It's all practical. So like it opens up. This dude's like, I guess because the dialogue was weird. I couldn't, and I was cooking at the same time, so I missed kind of the dialogue. Like it looked like they were like on some kind of safari or exploratory thing. And it's this guy and this girl, and she's really cute, of course. And they're talking, and she was like, "You need to hurry up and then come to bed in 5 minutes." And he's like, "Okay." And they kiss a little more passionately than I think a meet and greet would have been. I'm like, they're gonna fuck probably. And it cuts over, and they're in this tent, just like it. This is 2 minutes in, bam, full frontal. They are just getting after it, sweating everywhere. It looks really uncomfortable. But I'm like, there's no mosquito net. This is really asking for trouble in this tent. And then there's like a group of like men outside, like speaking a foreign language, like they know what's going on in this tent, and they're like on guard. Well, then you get like a first person shot of this thing in the woods watching them. Like this is probably the werewolf, obviously. So they're getting after it. He's flipping her over. They're doing this whole thing, and I'm like, this is heavy early in the scene. Well, one guy gets mauled, like rah, it kills him. Well, she's on top riding away, and she's still got like a little shirt on. It's hanging out. All of a sudden, like this 9 foot tall shadow comes over the back of the tent. It grabs her out of the tent, rips her out of the tent, and then just slashes her face and starts eating her in front of him.
Jeez.
Dude, this is all happening. Like, she's screaming. It's massive. Like, it looks like William from Underworld.
Yeah.
So this guy, by the way, they're both naked. I mean, this in the act, like, he ripped her off, like, right off the totem pole. So he's sitting there, and he, like, tries to, like, save her naked. And I'm like, this is not going to work out. So he, like, the werewolf, like, punches him out of the way, slashes his chest. He's like, oh, he's on the ground. She's being mauled, like, feet off the ground. It is gruesome.
Yeah.
All real effects. I mean, he's in her neck. There's blood everywhere. Well, he's, like, slow crawling to a shotgun, but I don't know why when he got his chest slashed, he couldn't walk.
Right.
He's like, and he's sweating naked in the mud. She's just, at this point, dead.
Yeah.
Well,
She's not
it
coming
pans
back.
over to them, and he like the werewolf has like her face, and is like looks at her, and then she's just like screaming, and he just like open palm power bitch slaps her to the ground. Like it is boom. I'm like, oh. Well, all of a sudden it turns at him and he's like, I'm like, oh shit. And it looks at him like, this is not going to work. He shoots and its head explodes off its shoulders. Dude, this all happened opening 6 minutes in. So I'm like, this is going to be a great movie.
This is my kind
There's
of
a
movie.
little bit of fucking, there's a werewolf, there's blood. I'm like, this is going to be great. And I haven't finished it yet, but I was like, why have I never heard of this? Like, you see the movie
Never.
Dog Soldiers?
No.
It was like it's a werewolf movie, but it's like these guys are doing like war games.
Yeah.
Like where they don't actually have live ammunition, and all of a sudden there's like a pack of these humanoid werewolves. But the way they film it is it's really eerie, and they just look like their really limbs are real long, and they have like a big furry wolf head. Mm-hmm. But the way it's shot is they're like all stuck in a house together, and these things just start coming in the door. You need to watch it. It's good. It's older, early 2000s, but it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I kind of ranted about that, but I couldn't believe the opening scene.
Yeah, that's good. You really painted a picture.
I was like,
I don't even think I need to see the movie now.
I'll show you the clip later. It is wild.
All
like, I've seen like mosquitoes, like when they're in that tent and he goes outside to take a piss and he's like, I'll be right back, babe.
Right.
And all of a sudden, like he's out there pissing and she's like, what's going on back there, Ron? And it's like that, boxer-sized mosquito filling her legs and it just jams that sticker right in her ass. And she starts screaming and he sucks her dry like a Capri Sun.
What the fuck?
Have you never seen that?
No.
Oh my God. You've never seen mosquitoes? No. Dude. So
you watch some crazy shit.
Hold on. This is 90s.
I gotta find a clip of this.
This is 90s. So the whole premise is an alien craft crash lands, right? Well, then mosquitoes feed on the alien body and they like quadruple in size. And they sound like hawks and shit. Look up the trailer. I can't believe you've never seen
Mosquitoes movie.
Yeah, look up the trailer. It is fantastic. It is great.
I just saw the fucking. I just see this. The fuck is
Yeah,
that?
that's what. Yes, it's
This bug-eyed looking dude.
look at the trailer. It is golden. I can't believe you've never
This
seen
is
that
the
movie.
This is the death scene. This isn't the trailer.
No, you need the trailer because it's 90s glory. Well, I rented that on VHS.
Fucking balls.
If I didn't feel so shitty right now, I'd kick your ass.
Dialogue is so good. What is that?
That's.
Don't look up the scenes. You need to look up the trailer just to
the
get an
Mosquito
idea.
Coast.
No. It's just mosquito. Hold on.
Mosquito.
Yeah,
Okay, I got
I'll-
mosquitoes.
No. It's
Mosquito 2005.
just singular. Oh, it wasn't 2005. It was older than that. Hold on.
Mosquito. 94.
Yes. I got it right here.
I want
Original.
to see that fucking. Yeah, that's what I'm right here. I just want the scene where you talking about fucking jams it in her ass. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Not in her butthole. Like,
Oh, okay. Okay, like her flesh, the flesh
In
of
her
her
cheek.
ass. I got you.
And the special effects wizards behind Evil Dead 3, Hard Target, and
Is that the guy? Is that the guy from? That's the voice from Men in Black 2.
fiction film of the year.
Is it?
I don't know. Just listen. Watch.
It's actually a pretty cool looking ship.
From another galaxy. It transformed.
That's the day when they had everybody had the same trailer voice. In a world. Look at that shit. Oh my god.
It is. It's so
Thing's the
good.
size of a Great Dane.
It's so good.
5 people brought together by fate will confront their worst.
You have to post this on the page.
There's definitely.
Damn, that's some Star Wars level fucking shit.
Insinuating that my brother and I have done anything wrong.
Ooh.
Killing these people and sucking their dry of blood.
It's a mosquito, all right. I'm
That thing looks like it's on a zip line. Flying through the forest. Boom! Absolutely.
Oh my god! I have the scene, Zach.
Who is this fucking...
I don't know, dude.
Fucking Kenny Rogers looking motherfucker in this movie.
Yeah, dude.
The black guy always gets it first.
Steve Dixon.
Kenny Rogers.
That's actually his brother, Billy Rogers.
Right?
Ron Ashton.
Fat sheriff.
Yeah, well, you gotta have that guy.
And in every horror movie, the sheriff is always like super fucking
There's
out of
your-
shape.
And there's your slutty chick who ends up in a tank top for some
Right.
reason at the end.
Right. Horror movie would not be complete without tits.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Look.
That guy right there, yeah.
And Russell Crowe.
Fat Russell Crowe. Look at that fucking guy. Militia
like
dude.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Look at those, you see those locks?
Yeah, he curls them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's a campy ass movie.
That's great.
Yeah, dude. Look at that thing.
It's terrifying. Explosions.
Yeah, so they like find a nest in that house, and there's thousands of them in here, and of course,
Night Swarm.
Night Swarm. It's not called that. It's called mosquito.
The late
Look.
show doesn't get any better than this.
Here's the scene right here. Look. This
that's
is for
awesome.
you. It's 22 seconds.
Oh, he's all running. Oh, he's got shorts on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's still got his beer. Damn.
And then they attack him.
Motherfucker. Oh, it's so shitty looking. Oh, they're smaller.
Oh, no, they're huge. They
Okay.
they show him. He's like, and he like shrinks up like a Capri Sun packet. Yeah, like
They assimilated his
I
organs
can't believe
and
you've never. I
fluids.
still can't believe you've never seen that. Yeah, like
No, man.
hold on.
Yeah, because I see that shit and I'm like, this looks dumb, and I don't watch.
It's killing my brother. He's gonna write a song about it. Yamo, be there. Yeah.
My God.
So cheesy.
Oh, that's where his eyes are all popping out. Oh, God. That looks fake as shit.
That's. I like how he's probably still alive. Is he?
Yeah, but what kind of life
Hear
would
what he
it
said?
what,
He's
what
like-
kind of life would it be?
That's what he said. He was like, "You can't help him now." Like, yeah, no, I can't help him. Fuck him. Are you serious? Yeah, dude, I can't believe you've never. There's a movie called Ticks also, where it's giant ticks. Where what's his name's in it? Carlton. He's in that movie, and he ends up becoming like
Carlton?
the guy who plays Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What's his name?
Oh, it's
I forget his name. His name. I know his name's not really Carlton.
yeah, it's Ribeiro.
I don't know. Roberto.
I can't think of his first name right now.
But anyways, he's in it. But he ends up being like the god of all ticks at the end. He's like, he like turns into it. How you never seen these weird ass movies? I'm disappointed a little bit.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, I can't believe you've never seen these old ass movies.
No, dude.
I was in all those weird ass creature movies.
I didn't watch that kind of stuff. But there was a period, I guess they're still doing it, but it's pretty much you could take any animal, creature, whatever, and just make it bigger.
It's terrifying.
And then now it's a horror
Have you seen
movie.
Mimic?
Right, like I've seen Mimic. So I usually end up
That was
watching like some of the more like mainstream ones, but stuff like that, it's like they literally just like, what if there was an 8-foot tall mosquito? And then they just make a movie about it.
Because it's terrifying.
Right.
Same thing with ticks.
Exactly.
Like, do you have a real problem with ticks? What
Right.
if they were the size of a French bulldog? Like,
Right.
yeah, it'd be terrifying.
Exactly.
But that's Guillermo del Toro did Mimic.
Yeah.
It's like mosquitoes like what make the damn face plate and hide and shit.
Yeah, and they mimic human shape or whatever.
And they
and
would
then
walk around
voice.
like in a cloak.
Right.
And they would. Yeah, that movie was good.
Oh yeah.
They have Mosquito Man on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
The guy was like half man. Half
Well, I saw
mosquito.
I seen The Fly where he like ends up turning into a fly.
Oh, you talking
All
about which
gross
one
in-
though? The
talking
Fly
about
2 or
The original.
oh yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. He
Yeah,
like
it does.
picks his teeth out.
Yeah, 100%.
Like she tries to eat that ho ho, and he like spits all over. He's like, "Sorry." I'm like, ooh. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah, there's a type of horror movie that bothers like I think creature movies don't bother me. Alien movies don't bother me. I like those. I
know where
like
you're going.
supernatural. Slashers are kind of boring to me.
I don't like the genre. I can't like scream. I can't.
Boring.
Eh.
Because it's
I don't
just
even like Michael Myers. I don't think
me
that's
neither. I don't like Jason. I don't. Freddy is the only one. Nightmare on Elm Street.
because it comes in your sleep.
because
Fucks me up.
because that is supernatural because he does come in your
and
sleep.
he's like a child molester.
right.
So it's a little,
Exactly. That's more fucked up.
Yeah.
And even Jason could be scary because he's like unkillable, so it's kind of supernatural. But then they started to get super campy.
he's just a kid
but
with
the ones that are just
mommy issues.
right, the ones that are just normal ass slashers without it being a thriller, where it's just fucking young people or teenagers, take the wrong turn and then all of a sudden someone's trying to kill them, like
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like I'm not into those.
Oh,
And then there's a whole level of genre that's like basically torture porn, and those
I don't get into
those some of those scenes have like fucked me up. Like,
Like
I just
Hostel?
can't. Like Hostel.
I can't watch that movie.
Can't
I've
watch
seen
those.
it once, and I can't do torture.
Those are hard to watch.
I can't do torture or rape.
Right.
I can't.
The
do
ones
those.
that I just absolutely refuse to watch is the it goes beyond torture, because there's one thing about like the torture movies is it's gruesome, but then it's over, and then usually the person dies or it's like it's over with.
Yeah.
Right. The ones that I can't handle are the body mutilation stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like Human Centipede. There's a movie that's actually super campy, but I can't watch it. It's called Tusk.
Oh, I've seen it.
I can't watch it.
It's really weird.
I can't watch it.
It's super
because the
weird.
idea of being like body mutilated like that, and you have to live like
He's
that.
sewn in, but he was. That's also brainwashed
That too.
at the
At the end,
end.
he like accepts his fate or whatever.
Dude,
right.
that movie is crazy.
That stuff that where there's a psychological
That's a-
component to it
yeah.
fucks me up. I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can watch Saw, I can watch slashes, I can watch anything. Those movies I cannot watch because
Yeah.
they just
It's
I can't do it. Like I refuse. I will never watch Human Centipede
I've never
because
seen it.
I cannot. The idea of someone like chained together, shitting in each other's mouths in a
yeah.
human,
and like one of
that's-
them dying.
right.
Like, yeah, it's it's bad. It's
and
rough.
then you're like living like that. I just can't.
It's rough.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Cannot do those.
No, I like the creature. I've always been a sucker for the creature.
Those are funny. If they're like that, like they're more funny than anything. They're
It's
not
just
scary.
wild,
They're just
man.
funny. Right. Those are basically comedies. In my mind.
I did watch The Conjuring again this past week.
Yeah,
the first
possession stuff and ghost stuff. That's
Did you know
I
The
think that's my
Exorcist
bread
is
and
out
butter. I
to
love that
rent
shit.
or buy right now already? The
Is
new
it
one?
really?
Yeah.
I heard it was bad.
Did you?
Yeah,
I haven't heard
I
anything.
heard it was not good. I'm
gonna watch
Lights,
it.
Camera, Barstool. That are
didn't
usually
like
pretty
it?
good.
I like them.
Usually pretty good. Sometimes they
I take it with a grain. I just
I do
kind of
take it with a grain of salt. What
a
they
couple
do.
pieces.
They gave a really low score, and if they give something like a really low score like that, then it's not
Well,
gonna be good.
the thing that I could tell from the trailer, and I'm a fan of The Exorcist from '78, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like a reskin. It's like a rehash.
Yeah, that's pretty
so
much it.
it's you're not gonna have Reagan in it, but her mom's in it from the first one and second one, or first one, excuse me. But I'm like, you can't. They didn't do I don't think they did like an original concept. It's basically the same thing, just modernized, probably with some better CG, maybe. And
Probably.
I'm still gonna watch it. I'll
watch
genre still makes me uncomfortable. But like, it's not like it's not like The Conjuring, or if you watch like Insidious or any of those, which I watched that again too. That's a great movie for low
yeah.
budget. It's a great movie.
Oh yeah,
Because apparently, and I didn't. Colton had sent us a list of movies, like top 10, like highest heart rates and stuff for like study wise as far as horror movies. Sinister was on the list, and I'm like, that movie wasn't like. It was really weird.
yeah.
The concept was cool, but it wasn't scary.
No,
Talk to Me. What's that movie where you grab the hand?
yeah.
That's supposed to be
apparently that
awesome.
was really good.
I have not watched it.
I
It's
need to
supposed
watch
be
that one.
Great. We should have went and saw that.
yeah,
And then they had Sinister, Insidious, Conjuring was on there. That movie still makes me. That movie's crazy. There was a couple other things on there that I was like, these aren't scary.
I have to look at that. Let's see what is like the
I don't-
kind of like.
I don't remember what it was. There's some people were posting like unknown horror movies that will like leave you terrified or whatever. That sometimes people
Let's
will
look
post.
like the top horror movies of all time. Let's just see.
Yeah, we're on the Halloween train real quick. Yeah, let's do
100,
that.
200. Good lord. Give me a short list.
Do like
Fuck.
top 10.
Top 50.
Actually, that's pretty good.
This is actually.
how much will I bet you and
This is
I have
actually
seen all of them?
IMDb.
You know what? I bet we've seen all of them.
We probably have.
Probably.
All these are actually by. Fuck that. Like currently out. Here we go. 25 best IGN. They usually get some good shit.
We're on no, not IGN. We're on IMDb.
Scream. The original Scream was a
I've never seen
different
it.
thing. You never seen the original Scream?
I think I've seen enough of it, but it's forgettable. Like, of course, like everyone's pulled like stuff from it, but I don't think it was scary.
Yeah, I mean, like how can you be scared of like Ghostface? It looks dumb. I don't know, but
I think more of the idea that someone you don't know or someone you know
yeah,
is killing your friends and shit, like, but you don't like that. I guess would be the scary
Yeah.
part of it, but that is not.
well, it was more like trying to figure out who is Ghostface.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
the whole.
That, to
So it was
me,
more
is-
like a thriller type
Yeah.
thing, not necessarily a horror.
kind of like a Clue. but
Yeah, you're trying to figure out
sexier.
who done it, kind of thing. It's like a murder mystery. And so I guess that's it. Nosferatu from 1922. That has to be like literally the first movie.
So that is the whole Dracula, the whole thing. That's
I think
it's supposed to be
a silent
good.
film, isn't it? Yeah.
It's supposed to be good. I think there's just music to like obviously intensify. It's supposed to be good.
There's something I never watched, but this kind of started off the found footage movies, the Blair Witch Project.
You've never seen
it.
the Blair Witch Project?
No.
What's wrong with you?
I just never.
It's got Billy.
I-
She's in the
it's-
camera crying and shit.
I do not like found
You
footage
need to
movies.
watch it.
The only found footage movie that I think I kind of enjoyed was Cloverfield.
Do you know anything about that Blair Witch stuff?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like people thought that was real,
yeah.
and that dude later come out and was like, "No, that's a hoax.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
fake."
Right,
you need
yeah.
to watch it.
Well, then
it's good, dude.
There's apparently the. I think I might need to go back and watch it because
Just watch it.
the I don't know if it was the sequel or they recently remade. It was just called The Blair Witch or Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was really fucking good.
That one is creepy.
I just don't like found footage movies.
So that was the first time I'd seen one like that,
Mm-hmm.
that style of film. But it was freaky.
Like Paranormal Activity did nothing for me.
Ooh.
Did nothing
Oh,
for
that
me.
fucked me up. That was a good one. I liked all of those.
It did nothing.
It was,
for me.
I like jump scares. Like I like, well, you've seen scare movies.
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But, going back and watching them now, it doesn't have the same punch to the gut. But Blair
Yeah.
Witch is good. What's the next one?
Dracula 1931.
Let me see. Oh, the original? I've seen
Yeah,
it.
the original.
It's a classic.
Yep. Then what did they get here? 28 Days Later. That was fucked up.
Yep, seen that.
That was pretty good. That was I think they what was it? 28 Weeks Later was not as good. That was a sequel to that movie.
I never saw that.
It wasn't as good. It was
I'm not a big fan of zombies.
it wasn't as good.
Type
thing. I like the zombie genre,
I like
but
World War
mostly
Z.
just because I like just anything post apocalyptic. I'd like
All right.
or
Fair enough.
like survival type stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. The Fly, of course. Look at him.
Dude, Jeff Goldblum was so good in that.
So good.
You kind of felt bad for the guy at the end. It
Yeah, dude, that sucked.
was all weird. Like,
Yep.
he's in those pods and shit.
An American Werewolf in London at 19.
Great movie.
I have not seen that one. That's 81. I have not seen that one.
Stop traffic.
An
Which
American-
one have you not seen?
An American Werewolf in London. I have not seen that one. And then
It's got a hot nurse in it.
oh,
And one of the top 3 voted best transformations of a werewolf ever.
I've seen the transformation. Yeah,
Man,
I've seen the
it's
transformation.
intense, dude.
I've just never seen the movie all the way
You need to
through.
watch it. It's good. It's a it's a black comedy. It's good.
Here's Let the Right One In. I think that's about the
I have
that
not
chick's
seen
a
that.
vampire, kid vampire.
I have not seen that one.
Apparently, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I think this is 2008, so I think this is
Wait, the Great.
this might be the like Swedish. I think it's Swedish original, but I think
Okay.
they did a remake
Dubbed it in English.
recently. Since then, that's of the same name. I think it had, I want to say Mads Mikkelsen in it. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Suspiria, never.
It looks stupid.
No idea. Looks like a slasher thing. Don't know. This is in 77. Yep. Don't know. Dawn of the Dead, classic.
Oh, damn, he looks rough.
Yeah, that's Zack Snyder. It's like one of his early ones. That's a good one. A Nightmare on Elm Street. We were just talking about that.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Poltergeist. Poltergeist is pretty good.
I rewatched it the other day.
Oh yeah.
That whole movie set was cursed.
Yeah, not gonna. Yeah, the fact that like that little girl,
The whole
thing is fucked up.
For you guys listening, go research that whole production for that one and the second one. Dude,
Yeah.
there was a lot of issues. Like
I think-
that little girl died.
I think Craig
like,
T. Nelson was like the only one that came out.
all of them. There was
like,
all
normal.
kinds of. They said the whole set was cursed.
The whole thing is fucked up. The Thing. Oh, one of my favorites.
That's a good. I have
love
that poster.
The Thing.
I have that poster in my basement.
Yeah,
Not
dude.
of him like that frozen, but the actual cover for
Yep.
the movie. That movie is uncomfortable too.
1982, John Carpenter. Yeah, whenever the one thing is like that I was not expecting, and it just changed the whole dynamic of that scene.
That movie or
was
the remake?
in the thing of the original is whenever the big dude he's like I guess I think they found him out in the cold or whatever, and they brought him in. He was like having a heart attack, and so they put him out on the table, and they're like. He's about to hit him with the paddles.
He hit him
jump
once.
He hit him once.
Yeah.
He's about to hit him again. He goes down, and the whole chest cavity opens up and snaps on that dude's arms. changed that whole scene.
Oh, dude.
You thought it was like,
And
oh,
then
the
he
fucking
lifts
dude,
up
you-
screaming.
Yeah, dude. Right, exactly. And the dude's like head's like falls off, and then spider legs come out and runs off. It's crazy.
I watched that and I had to of course I couldn't help but had to research it, but like, you know, back was that thing was being transported. The thing,
Yeah.
the alien that
Yeah.
manipulates whatever. But like when since it's like the remake they did really
The remake was
intensified it.
really good.
They were like, it will attack if it feels threatened, but it will like use whatever it's consumed and take that shape. That's why it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
That movie, especially when he's in the helicopter and
his
that thing
face shifts.
shifts, and I'm like, oh, you're done. And then you got to figure out who's infected.
Yeah.
The dog was in the original was the worst. It came in the cage.
Yep.
And then it just like ensnared all the other.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It was awesome.
it's a great movie.
Fantastic. Russell Crowe, classic. I love that movie.
It is good.
Anytime it's on, it's one of those movies. It's one of those movies.
like Forrest Gump.
And it's one of the few horror movies where every time it's on, I'm
gonna
watching
watch
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is on?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre at
Eh.
12. Man, this is 74.
The only thing good about
original.
that was the new one with Jessica Biel,
Right, exactly. She was hot as balls.
obviously.
Exactly. Rosemary's Baby. Never seen that
Hey,
one.
that's a good one. That's a eerie ass movie.
But yeah, that's a yeah.
a good one.
I know about this movie. It's a classic Mia Farrow movie, but I just never got into it. Night of the Living Dead, 1968.
Meh.
It's George Romero. I'm not into Romero stuff. Evil Dead 2. That's more campy.
Evil Dead 1 is
Evil Dead
really
1
bad.
was the one that I ended up seeing most of, maybe because it had a medieval, it was like zombie medieval.
Oh, yeah,
was
those are
Army
good.
of the Dead. I
Those
love
are
that
great.
one.
That's
or
what
Army of Darkness.
Bruce Campbell, those
yeah,
are great.
I love that. I watched
Did you
that
watch,
movie more.
Did you watch that newest Evil Dead movie? The more modern, the
No,
scary?
I haven't. With the
either.
mom? No, I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, that newer one they did where she like split her tongue with that box cutter.
But I've watched Army of Darkness a lot. I really like that movie. It's not really a
Sam
horror
Raimi,
movie.
isn't it?
It was just like it was a zombie army against a medieval army. It was
It's
just
cool.
cool. It was just cool.
That's Sam Raimi, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those are fun.
yep. Silence of the Lambs, absolutely. Like, that's definitely a more like. That's
far
another
as
one of those ones. If it's on, I'm watching it.
Thriller, suspense. It's got a. But what's cool about that movie is it's got like a dreariness to it.
Yeah,
Like it's dingy and like just.
right.
It's not gross, but it's like cold. The whole thing. It's
It also
awesome.
has like ended up developing one of the best characters of all time,
Oh,
and not in
Dr. Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter, but also Buffalo Bill.
Oh yeah.
Would you fuck me?
I'd fuck
I'd fuck
Yeah,
you
like
so
how he like
hard.
smashes it back.
Yeah,
I think I was just like, yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
doing that.
yeah. And I think Clarice shows up and is like, "Xavier, you know, blah blah blah, whoever the girl they're looking for," and was like, "Oh, wait, is she a real big fat person?"
Yeah, and you're just like,
He's just so off-putting.
Dude.
It's so weird. Puts the lotion on its skin. That
Yeah.
like, there's so many like
she's
quotable
hurt real bad,
lines.
mister.
Right.
You're gonna be in a world of pain.
Right.
Like the whole, and he's got that weird robe 90 on. Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
dude.
thing, dude. Yeah, he played that part awesome.
It was so good.
That is a classic.
Jaws, yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's a good. If you
like-
get a chance, watch the documentary
Yeah.
on how that film was made. That's a fun one.
Jaws. They've nothing compares to, like, as far as shark movies go. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, original Jaws just hits better than all of
Yeah,
the other
because
ones.
you don't need fancy CG
Right.
to create suspense.
Yes,
You don't need all
it's
that.
just like two dudes, or three, but then one gets eaten
On a shitty boat.
On a shitty boat, hunt down.
It
Like
sucks.
it's just so good. Like Deep Blue Sea wasn't like that was. The
It's
only,
not the same.
it was
the
not
Jaws
the same.
movies are the same. They're
Right.
the best. I mean, did you watch the Meg 2 yet?
I haven't seen any of the Meg stuff.
You need to watch
So
it.
I know they're more fun and campy and all that kind
they're
of stuff.
based. I didn't know, but they're based off books.
Yeah,
Big
yeah, you told me
series of
about
books.
that.
I didn't know that. I watched the first Meg is cool. It's
Yeah.
Jason Statham. It's fun. You know what it is when you go into it.
Yeah.
Meg 2, The Trench.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually enjoyed it.
But I mean, this movie put in the minds of an entire generation.
Don't go in the deep end.
Don't
of
go in the
pool.
fucking deep end. Like, I used to not go to the
Me
deep
neither.
end of the fucking pool because of this movie.
Someone posted that picture and it was like, "This is why I didn't go in the deep end. This is what I thought I was going to
Yeah.
see." And they jumped in. It was a great white shark.
yeah,
in the
right.
deep end of the pool.
right.
Like, that's why I don't go in the pool.
Exactly. That's why.
It is. I actually have a Jaws tattoo picked out.
Yeah,
It's a great movie.
It still holds up. Whenever the captain with his great big dull eyes, that
Yeah.
guy, when he gets eaten, that's still
I love
it's
it.
still a great scene.
I love when he walks in. He does the nail. He's like, "No, I do for 11." Like,
Right.
like what?
Right.
Like, is he Irish?
Right. Yeah,
It's like
no
that's
idea
just
what
how
he's
he-
saying.
And then he has like that weird henchman with him.
Right.
Like that's just. And
Right.
you never see him again.
20 men go into the water. 3 men come out of the water, or whatever
And then
the number was.
And then And then what's funny is like they're boarding up and like they have all that cargo. There's like an MP5, all this equipment. He's like, they don't need any of it. And I'm like,
Right.
well, fuck, what?
Turns out they may needed some
I
of
really
it.
need that MP5. A submachine gun would have been great.
Yeah, because he's had to kill the shark with a
But-
fucking compressed tank and a 22 rifle.
The dynamic,
Like, you fuck.
the dynamic on the boat though, with I forget the other guy's
Richard
name.
Dreyfuss.
Them
Yeah.
and the captain we're talking about,
Yeah.
them bickering and like push each other like in this
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
shove match,
Right.
is the best.
Right. That's
They're-
I think
it's
that's what
awesome.
was so great about the third act of the movie is the best part of it.
Yeah.
Is because you have the sheriff that he's been trying to get this damn thing, this old grizzled sailor dude,
Yeah.
and then the scientist who's kind of got a smart ass mouth.
He's awesome.
Like you're right. The dynamic on the boat
the
of these
best.
three eclectic characters going out here to try to hunt down this shark. It's just amazing. I
when
love
it's
that
too,
movie
he's
so
like,
much.
Where'd you get all this? Well, I bought it. Are you rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some people have put the Jaws on the list of like perfect movies. There's some movies that are just perfect. They're just it's shot well. The story, the writing, the
I would buy
dialogue,
that.
everything is the concept. Everything's perfect. Jaws, I think, is on the list of perfect movies.
I would take that.
You know what I mean?
I would agree with that.
Fantastic fucking movie. Should be higher. Well, as far as horror movies, maybe not. But
it's
it's a great movie. Fucking there's a reason
what
why
beat-
it's this high.
what beats? What's 6?
Alien. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Director's
that-
cut or the
yeah.
what do we got?
We're getting this top
is
10
the movie.
list is just like some of the best movies
This is
ever.
some of the great-
Not even just horror, just like best movies ever. Alien, absolute classic, 100% one of the
What's
best
crazy
movies.
is it's classed as a horror movie.
Yeah.
It is
This-
uncomfortable horror.
Alien and Jaws have a very similar feel to the horror movie. It's one versus many. It's just one shark. There's one alien.
Well, it's isolation.
and there's an isolation to it, right? But in a different way, because there's isolation on the ship that you can't escape. But then if you're out on open water, you can't go anywhere.
No.
You're on this boat, and that's it.
Well, I would consider that almost a perfect movie.
Yeah, this is a perfect
Alien
movie.
is
100%.
I would not adjust anything to that film. It's great.
No adjustments needed.
We're
No
really-
revamps. No
we're really
updates.
getting in some weeds here.
Absolutely. All right, here's top five. Here we go in the
Here we
top
go.
five,
Here we go.
according to IGN. The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. I mean, I guess classic.
For the time, sure.
Sure.
But I mean, it's that's one you have to kind of power through.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
It doesn't hold a candle to them other two.
See, these are the Halloween. I just wasn't in the
I
Mike
don't
Myers
like
thing.
it.
Not
I'm not into it.
No.
It's
I mean, I
some
get
of the
it.
kills were pretty gruesome at the time. I
I
guess.
don't think movies like this. I think they started. I think movies like Halloween, they may have started a revolution of
See?
different types of movies, to where they maybe started a revolution of this particular style of movie or whatever, because they're original. But I just don't think movies like this hold up.
Well, that's probably why they voted it too. Is it kind of started a subgenre,
Right, that's
Like
what I'm saying. It's the
things
original,
fed
and
off
a
of it.
lot of stuff feeds right.
Yeah.
And so, as far as a movie goes, like I get it, but I don't think this movie Halloween holds up today.
I don't watch
but
it.
Jaws and Aliens holds up today.
I don't watch it when it's on. I get bored.
Yeah, not into it. Again, I also don't like slashers. Same thing, Psycho, same thing.
Now that
1960
Norman
Psycho,
Bates, the
like
whole
I
thing,
get it,
It's creepy.
but I just don't think a movie like this holds up today.
Yeah. What's number
But
one?
I think Psycho is definitely better than
Is Exorcist
Halloween.
1978 is probably number one.
The Exorcist is number 2. So The Exorcist 100%.
1973. I
The
was
70,
wrong.
yeah, this is the 7. No, yeah, not the
That
original.
is terrifying.
Yeah, this is terrifying.
It is.
I think it still holds up because there's
still-
a psychological component to it that fucks you up. It's fantastic.
Hey, what about when she grabs that dude's dick?
Yeah,
It's like he's like ah, and she's like
I wish that would happen to me.
a possessed little girl, appropriately aged.
I would hope they'd be appropriately
Yeah,
aged,
well,
right?
dude, and that's when her mom was in the background. Like,
Yeah.
do you see the scene where she came down the stairs in the crab walk?
Yes. Right. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Okay, no, so this one is I would probably put The Exorcist above this one, but The Shining they've got is number 1. Shining is really good,
It is.
but I would put Exorcist above it.
Kylie's been to that hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she says it's pretty wild.
It's pretty fucked up.
That movie's nuts. And then like it's The Shine or whatever, isn't it? Like the whole thing, like the sequel, there's like this whole lore behind that whole. That's Stephen King as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with Stephen King and Stanley Kubrick made the adaptation of the Stephen King book. So I mean, like,
I started actually reading.
hard to go wrong
I started
with that.
reading the Dark Tower series. So I'm on the first one, The Gunslinger, right now,
yeah.
and then I've been listening to.
Didn't you say that is in the same universe as it?
Yeah, so he calls it the Macroverse is his whole thing, but like all that is in the same world because if there's Pennywise and all that is mentioned in Dreamcatcher, it's mentioned in other Stephen King novels. So it's this whole giant thing. So the Dark Tower series I've started. The Gunslinger is the first one.
Oh, I remember Dreamcatcher. That had a vibe like The Thing. It was kind of like
It does.
The Thing.
So I have that on audiobook as well, but I'm re-listening to it on audio. It's like 45 hours long. It's wild. Like I love that. And then the Gunslinger is good too. He's created some really just wild shit.
He's also a weird fucking dude.
Oh, he's published like over 60 books.
Yeah,
and it's just
he's
weird.
He's a crazy leftist too. But
Oh, wow.
I mean, he says he's like fully.
I haven't seen him recently.
It's the same thing. Like whenever you have to, I kind of have to ignore Mark Hamill. Like he's Luke Skywalker. He's always going to be Luke Skywalker. You know,
Respect the game.
It's like, thank you for your service, essentially. So, like,
Really
I felt
is.
that, right?
Like-
But I can't. Sometimes he's hard dude to follow because he says some of that wacky, goofy woke bullshit.
I don't.
and I can't handle it.
No, I don't.
But whatever.
I tune it out because
You have to tune it out.
I'm like he's contributed so much. So
Right.
I'm like
to my childhood.
I'll
Right.
let it slide.
Exactly.
Idiot.
Right.
We'll just say he's getting old. He's just old.
Right. And also he's the best Joker.
Oh, you can't replace him.
No.
He's the man.
No. But
I'm impressed with that list.
But yeah, Stephen King is also is that type. Like I love his movies. Another one, The Mist. I love The Mist. Fantastic.
Good one.
I love his movies.
Silver
but-
Bullet.
Yeah, I love his movies. But he's a wackadoo. And also in it, like, why the fuck did you write a scene where it was a bunch of kids banging? I'm just confused by
So
that.
it's that I went through that scene because the audio it came up.
I
Obviously,
get
it's in
the
book.
pack that they're doing or whatever.
Well,
I get it.
It's not
But-
so much described to where it's rough and like it's not what I would have wrote, obviously, because like it puts a bad taste in your mouth that you are picturing 12-year-old kids having sex. But as it's read to you and you read it in the story, it fits what's happening in that particular incident, what's going on.
Sure.
The way it's written is it's not so
It's not graphic.
child porny like.
Yeah,
It's not like
I guess it's not. He doesn't write it graphically, but
No, and they came to that scene in the movie, like when they were
Yeah.
redoing it, and they're like, obviously the way it's written, we can't do it like that, so it had to be done differently. Obviously, it's the whole ritual of Chud is the whole thing, what it's called. But yeah, they do. I mean, they all have sex with Beverly in the movie. Like they all lose their virginity to Bev in this particular incident to bring them closer together to survive. To survive what's happening, that's what it's weird, dude. First time I heard it, I was just like, I don't know how to. You almost want to read it to make sure what you're hearing is really. I'm like, I don't understand how this is important, but I'm on the audio of it, so I'll get to that scene again.
I guess
It's weird.
I think it has.
It's weird for a grown man to write that.
Well, that's where I was getting
That
at. It's like I get that as far as how it functions within the plot, I get
Yes.
that part of it. And I also had someone saying, they also did that ritual because it was like, if they were no longer kids and they couldn't be afraid, and so they do the most adult thing that you can do, which is have sex, and
yes.
so they kind of adults them up, grows them up, and so maybe they'll be less afraid, and so because he feeds off fear, and I get the whole thing. But but as you're putting that to page, grown ass man is having to like internalize these thoughts.
It's awkward.
As he's writing the scene of 12-year-olds having like, you know
It's
what I'm
awkward.
saying?
It's awkward.
That's a little fucked up.
It's awkward.
That you're like engaging in that thought
It's
process
awkward.
while you're putting that to page. It's a little fucked up,
He's
Stephen
weird.
King.
They're all
He
weird.
is
All
weird.
those big sci-fi writers
I
are
know.
weird as shit. To pull that out of your
Right.
ass, I can barely like draw a straight line on a
Right.
piece of paper. But these people come up with these massive concepts
Oh, I know.
and all this and put it to paper, and it's like, dude,
Right. That's
he's
the
probably
reason-
high.
That's the reason why. Yeah, probably. That's the reason why I generally don't get along with the uber artistic types because their minds are just too like my mind's a little fucked up. but I can stay grounded. They get too out there. I
Yeah,
just
I
can't
mean, I
get
love
with it.
sci-fi. Like I
But I
love.
appreciate the stuff that they make.
Yeah, oh,
I
of
just
course.
I don't think I can hang out with you.
I mean, we talk about high level sci-fi stuff and really get in the weeds on stuff. Like, I had a dream last night. I was in a different version of my own world. Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
really wild, by the way. I told it was nuts.
Oh, I mean, I had the whole dream where my ex was a cat.
Yeah, I had a dream.
Jury's
last
still
night.
out if I fucked it or not.
I had a dream last night where I was in a alternate. I was in. So you know, like you watch Loki and stuff. Like there's other worlds and
Yeah, yeah.
timelines. I had a dream last night. I was in the wrong timeline as me,
Okay,
having full conversation with
kind of like Back to the Future
a
2.
version of Kylie and then other versions of our children.
Okay, yeah,
Like Harper was
different.
like 16.
yeah.
Dude, I swear, I feel like it was one of those dreams you wake up and you're uncomfortable because you think it just happened. And you
Yeah.
want to ask, like, I literally looked at Kylie and I was holding another kid that was in this timeline we only have one child, but like we had 3 in this one. I was holding another child. I was like, this feels right and wrong. So I had to look at the other version of her and say, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you don't. And I'm like, you got to wake up. This is fucked up. Something bad's going to happen. I was like, he's not. I was like, my version of me is not here right now. And she's like, no, he's not here. I'm like, I have to wake up. Someone has to wake me up. And finally I woke up, but I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? I need to stop watching TV
Yeah.
for a little while.
Let me tell you,
It's wild,
Let me
dude.
tell you, if this is a very my last nightmare that I had.
And you had a nightmare?
I had a
like
nightmare.
recently an adult? Like,
But recently, as an adult, I had
I've
a
had a
nightmare.
nightmare since I was a kid.
But it is a very adult nightmare, and it's very.
do you want to share this?
Yeah, I'm gonna share this
All
nightmare.
right, go ahead.
So this is a nightmare that is. I feel like it's a very relatable nightmare, and it's just weird that I had this dream. I don't know how to.
Did you wake up like sweating? Like, was it?
Well, no,
like
it wasn't like a night terror, but I woke up like anxious, right? Obviously, like I just had a nightmare, and it's such a like stupid nightmare.
Why are you
So that's
laughing?
what it's-
Let's hear it.
So I dreamed that it was Sunday night, like right, and late, and it was like 2 a.m. and I was like, there was things I needed to do, like I was like doing laundry, doing
Yeah.
dishes, whatever. And I didn't have clothes for work the next day, so I had to get this laundry done. And I was like working on a project or something. I had to get it done tonight because it had to be done by tomorrow morning, or whatever. But it was like 2 a.m. and I knew it was like, I'm gonna be fucking tired, and I've got this like big meeting the next day, and I need to be fresh, but I've got to stay up to finish this, so like it's gonna suck. And so like, you know, that feeling, that's like a real feeling.
Yeah.
I was having that as a nightmare, right? But then when I woke up like, oh shit, I got to get ready.
Yeah, you were still in it.
It was Saturday morning,
Yeah, you were still in it.
right?
Yeah, that's an adult.
I had a full-
That's not a nightmare. That's called real life.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I had a nightmare, but of a
About
real
life.
life fucking thing that has happened to me in the past. But when I woke up, it was
Yeah.
Saturday morning
Okay, I think you were like.
at like 9 a.m.
I was waiting for you to be like, I was doing laundry. All of a sudden, someone grabbed me from behind. I was stuck in the
No.
dryer and I got raped.
No,
Like, I don't know.
I was having a full on like panic anxiety attack in my fucking
Dude.
night in my dream,
pretty
thinking
gnarly.
that I was just like behind the 8 ball and I had to get to work the next morning and I was going to get like 3 hours of sleep. Like it was a whole thing, and I was just panicking about it. I knew it was going to suck, and all of a sudden I wake up refreshed and it's Saturday morning.
It's very adult of you. It's 'cause
Right?
you're,
That's
you're getting close to 37.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's like the
Dude.
most adult nightmare I've
That's
ever
pretty
had.
good though. I mean, fuck, that's a safe nightmare. I haven't had a nightmare since I was a kid.
Yeah, dude. And the relief that I had, I can't tell you. Like I woke up
Like me on the airplane
like,
that day.
I woke up like just a ball of anxiety, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, fuck, that was a dream. God damn it. And I was just like, oh, I don't have to go to work for 2 more days. This is the best.
Yeah, that's good, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I've had some dreams, man. Like that one last night was trippy. I'm in my dreams, I'm just like accepting of what's happening. Usually it's something really cool, like I'm jumping building, or I'm a werewolf running around, or some kind of superpower, something stupid.
Oh yeah.
But last time
Those are fun.
I was like, shit, this feels right and wrong. Like it was trippy, dude. Super trippy.
Do you feel kind of fucked up because of the whole daylight savings time change? I'm a little fucked up.
So the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to go to bed before 10 or 10 on the dot. And I've been trying to like
The prep.
cut back on the screen time a little bit. I've been reading my books again, so I'll try to do some reading beforehand or whatever because I'm 90. But so this morning I went to bed last night about 10:30. I didn't know that I forgot the clocks were doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up like at 4, and I was like, I don't know if I feel like getting up. Sometimes I'll just get up, make coffee, and just I don't know tinker whatever. Well, this morning I woke up like at 5:30. And I was like, why is this is weird. I was like, why is the sun coming up already? And then I got up, but then I was like, what the fuck? And then my stove obviously was different than my phone. I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it getting dark. Today I did feel like the day was like racing by.
Yeah,
just because we
right.
got back in town like at 1:30, 2 o'clock from Kentucky, and I'm like, fuck, man, I still got to wash bikes, meal prep. I got so much shit I got to do, and you just feel like the day just gets eaten up because it gets dark by 5. Yeah, it sucks. I don't know. I don't feel it so much as like exhaustion or tired or anything, but I hate the fact that now
it's fucked me up.
I'm going to go
all
to
day
work
today.
and then I'm going to get out and it's going to be dark.
Yeah, that's part. I hate that part.
Sucks.
But it's kind of fucked me up. Like the good part is you're falling back an hour, so you actually get an extra hour of sleep, which is nice. But even still, like I went to bed at the same time, woke up at the same time, but I actually got an extra hour. But for some reason, it just kind of fucked me up. And then it started like sun going down at like 4:30, and I'm like,
dude,
this blows.
It's brutal.
I hate it so much. I wish they would just go back to the way it was on daylight savings time. Because right now we're not on daylight savings time. We're on actual normal what it's supposed to be time. They need to switch. And I thought there was actually like a bill.
We
in
talked about
Congress.
this last year.
Yeah, there's a bill in Congress. They were going to pass a thing where the daylight savings time was going to be nationwide. That was what it was going to be. They're not going to switch back in the fall. And then
they already did all
I don't
that.
know. Congress sucks ass. So of course they didn't do it. But I wish they would go back because I can't handle this bullshit. Most everybody wakes up between 5, 6, 7 a.m. The sun is coming up during that time frame when it's on daylight savings time. And then, when you get off work, you at least still have dusk where you can drive home. But now I've got an hour commute. Sometimes I don't get off till 5. It's going to be pitch black for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm really not looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it hasn't messed me up. Maybe it will. I hope it doesn't, but I might be all right. But it hasn't bothered me today. I'm already up early on the weekends, anyways. No matter what day savings.
Yeah, I do too. I try to keep
savings
because if you
keep the same schedule,
you get fucked up throughout the week. So you try to keep the same schedule.
Hey, do you
I do the same thing?
Do you got that tattoo picked out yet that you wanted?
I mean, I have that one that I want, but I don't know if I want that to be my first one. So
okay,
it is.
I was going to tell you
it is post Vegas, so I said I was going to get a tattoo.
I was going to give you Erin's email address so you can send her some ideas, and then she can hash it back with you. She can add her own tweaks and stuff to it. Okay. I've got an appointment on the 18th. I'm getting some more work done, but I know you had mentioned it, so she's taking some new clientele as well. So I don't know if you'd be interested because I want to go with you because I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, I can get pictures and make fun of you on Instagram and stuff.
I'm crying.
Nah, I'm not worried about that. Just to get your first one's a big deal. And I would be hyped up for you, probably more than you would be for you getting one. Mm-hmm. So I had to turn it in a celebration.
Yeah,
that's what we used to do. When we first started getting tattooed, it was like a group event. 4 of us would get work done, and we'd go to dinner, and it was always we treated it like it was like a party. It was awesome.
Would you be as hyped up if I was like, yeah, I want my first tattoo to be on my shaft?
Probably still, to be honest. Yeah,
I can't believe people actually do that.
I sent y'all a video of that dude getting his dick tattooed.
That's insane.
I'd never seen a close up like that before. They had his.
Didn't they do? They do it hard, right?
No, this one was not hard.
Soft.
This was soft. Well,
his pee hole.
No, they had it covered where you couldn't.
Oh.
But they were doing it was in there, buddy. The whole thing was done up, and I don't know how. I'll have to ask. I don't want it done, but I'll have to ask. How would that work? Would you because if it's soft, the skin's pliable.
How do you
How would that work? And then obviously, I'm not going to hold an erection with a needle buzzing into what that pee-pee do. It's not going to happen. So I don't know, dude. I don't know how they do it. I'm not into any of that.
Yeah, that's a little much.
It's an ugly enough area. I don't need to try to doll it up.
No.
So it's stupid. No one's going to see it. What am I going to do? Why don't you check this new tattoo I got? It's dumb.
Yeah.
There was that one that chick got her whole, a giant floral arrangement.
Yeah.
That I sent y'all was all the roses. I'm like, God.
Or the one that had it was like an octopus.
That one was cool.
And
that
the
one was
mouth
cool.
of the octopus was her
snatch. So, vagina.
Her vagine.
Her beak.
Her
was down there.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Right.
I did see that. There's some wild stuff, man. I was like that one with that cat on that guy's stomach, and it's his belly button is his butthole.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've seen some stupid. There's one genre of tattoos, and I don't know what it's called, where it's beautiful work, but it's like sexual acts. Like it's like a girl with one in her mouth, or it's
Okay,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
couple. I'm like, but it's done beautifully as far as the artwork. But I'm like, I just couldn't get that on me. Like I don't know who would.
It's like Roman and Greek
Sell-
architecture.
yeah.
You ever seen some of that shit? Like
Sell-
there's people like on the walls of some of these like buildings, ancient buildings. There's people fucking.
Yeah. Well, I like that painting of that girl. Like she's like floating in the air, and like those two men are all over, like one on her crotch, and then someone's
Right.
like, she's doing fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like she's doing
Right.
fine. Like shit like that. I'm like, man, people. It's
Yeah.
it's really risque. Yeah, I could see people selling paintings of that, but like getting it permanently on me of like, hey, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't commit to it because I'd be like, it's just I don't know, it's too much for me.
So as I'm on this, going to start working out and getting actually like really for real in shape.
Did you get a personal trainer?
No, I talked to a dude. It was just way too expensive, and it was
What
like,
was he asking for?
well, he was asking for $500 a month.
Now, what does that include?
Well, it included a lot, not gonna lie, but it's also like I didn't know how much of that stuff was worth. Like it all that stuff had a dollar value to it, but I was like, I don't know if I really would utilize half of that. And then
So
it was
that-
also $1,000 up front. I
Did
was
that
like, fuck
include?
that.
But did that include meals, workouts, coaching?
It included workout plans. They would do 1 week of a once a week assessment, once a month, like deep dive assessment, 3 days a week, workout plans or I guess check-ins or whatever. And then it did have nutrition, a whole nutrition side to it as well, where they would.
Well, where are they training you at, or do they just give you?
It was
workout
all
plans?
remote. That was the part that was
Oh,
like,
kiss my ass! I want someone. If I'm gonna spend $5 a month, you better have me in there with you.
Yeah, no,
we're
I
gonna do
wouldn't
it
have it.
together. I want you yelling at me.
So I'm not. I think I'm not gonna go the. If I'm gonna do the personal trainer route,
You might as well just go back to Prime.
I just need somebody that just. I just when I went through this whole thing and I talked to the dude for a while and he was. I was like, I just need somebody to give some fucking workout plans. I don't need you to actually be there because I know how to work out. I just don't know what to do necessarily.
Yeah.
And if it's working well, so maybe someone that could follow up and do an assessment, where I take pictures or whatever. Or I can tell you, like, hey, this is what I'm lifting now. I'm doing a little bit heavier, whatever. I can do more reps, more weight 2 weeks from now. And he's like, okay, well, increase it. But I just need someone to tell me how to work, what to do workout plan wise. And then I'm fine. Because I can do the eating portion of it and I can do the actual working out portion of it.
I can give you that.
It's just workout
If you just
plans.
want plans, I can give you plans.
Yeah, but it needs to be like, not just, I don't know, generic workout plans.
No,
it needs to be tailored to what I've got going on. And
you
follow up to see if what I'm doing is working.
You almost need to just go like see Courtney or somebody and like do the calipers and get like here, like what do you want? Like here's my body fat now. Like that way you have numbers. Be like, okay, well in 3 to 4 weeks,
That's what I'm saying.
4 to 6 weeks, check me again.
like that.
Like
And then maybe do some in person. I think it'd be good to do like a once a week tops, maybe every other week in person session just to see as I'm progressing. That's all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can do all that shit myself.
That's
I don't need to pay somebody $500 a month to do that.
$5 a month, fuck, man,
Too
that's
much.
a lot of money.
And it was $1,000 up front, so I was like, no, fuck all that. So,
there's-
but I mean, they money back
like
guarantee
that
and all
V,
kind of
like
stuff.
that V Shred dude. He has an online program that does well. Like a guy I went to high school with and college with, he did an online program, like a 90-day thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he has always struggled kind of with his weight. He's always been a strong guy and like stocky up top, but dude, he got fucking ripped and like, I mean, it was like night and day. I mean, it looked like he was going to be showroom ready, but he looked awesome from an online program that he followed. And he just, I mean, and I don't know what he paid. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm sure, I don't know if it was that much or not, but like they're out there. But like you though, I'm like, fuck, $1,500? Like, I mean,
No.
and you're not going to, it's not in person? I'm not paying that.
No. And the thing is, you could find almost all that shit that
Hell,
he was
Prime's
selling.
got that body scanner, don't they?
Yeah, and you can go do that at NutriShop. They got one, so I can fucking do that shit. No, I can do that anywhere. That's not really. I can get the
It don't
before
really,
and after
nowadays,
assessment.
it don't really matter what you're doing as long as you're
doing
it.
it right. That's my
consistently.
Right. And if my kind of was like, instead of I liked when I was at Prime because it was just like you show up and they just tell you what to do. So either there's one of two ways you do this. You either pay a bunch of money for someone to take all the guesswork out of it,
Right.
and you just do what they tell you to do, or you don't pay all that money and you're actually gonna have to like go online and like do it yourself.
Yeah.
Just spend some time to actually like do the research and come up with a plan and circle back after you've been doing it for a month and then see if, make adjustments. But I'm actually going to have to like educate myself a little bit more on it. So I was like, that's the cheaper route to go. But I think probably the better route to go.
You should look up Chalk Performance. I think you'd like it.
I also need to do some workouts that I like enjoy doing, because if I don't like fucking doing them, I'm not going to do it.
You won't. Yeah, you won't go back.
You know what
to
I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, I think you'd like.
It needs to be exercise that I enjoy doing.
I'll send you some people I follow online that do some pretty good stuff that you can easily follow.
Yeah.
Not like bodybuilders, but like people that keep it simple, stupid.
Well, I was talking to somebody about they're doing like CrossFit stuff, and they were like, we were doing like deadlifts. I'm like, nope, I don't give a flying fuck about doing deadlifts.
I'm
not doing snatch and cleans. I'm not doing any of that shit.
But that's its own like niche.
Yes.
I'm in it for longevity. I'm not.
But
I want to
my
be able
thing.
to do it when I'm 55 and 65.
Right.
I can't. I mean, I'm sure some can, but I'm in it for long term.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for competing. It's for me.
I like doing exercises that are functional. Like, how often do you out in the real world doing a body movement of a snatch and clean?
I don't know. I don't do.
Who the fuck is doing that? What are you picking up a box and throwing it over your head? Like, who's doing that?
I mean, I respect it because those dudes look awesome.
Sure,
A
but
lot of
that's
them,
it. I understand if
its
you were
own
doing that
thing.
for the sake of doing it because it's a competitive thing, or you do it because you're trying to be stage ready or whatever. But a lot of people that I've seen plenty of times is like, unless you're trying to actually bodybuild or you're doing a competition of that, don't do deadlifts, don't do power cleans, snatch and clean. Don't do that stuff because it's more dangerous to do.
I don't deadlift.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I used to with a guy I worked out with, but I don't do it in my program now.
Unless you're like
care.
a person that is trying to compete and doing deadlifts,
I just don't
then
want to do it.
learn to do deadlifts better.
I don't do anything I don't enjoy doing. Sorry.
Right. That's where I'm at.
I've been doing this a long time. I'm not doing anything I don't want to do.
No, 100%. That's where I'm at.
I'll try some new movements and
Right.
stuff, but like I'm not. If I feel stupid doing it, or it is, I'm not doing it. Like
And that was the one thing I didn't like about Prime necessarily. I mean, it was great. Is again, you could show up and just do the routine and you're good. But they did a lot of exercises that I just did not fucking like to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because they were difficult. It's just, to your point, I feel like a jackass doing them.
I don't want to do this.
Or I'm doing it. I'm like, this is doing nothing for me. I can feel like this is doing nothing for me, whatever it is.
That's what. Yeah, I don't. I just do my own thing.
Right. I'm fucking balancing on some goofy ball. Like, I'd rather just do a squat. Why am I doing this bullshit?
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man.
That's it.
Even if you're playing tennis 3 days a week, it's just.
But I really just wanted to have somebody that can, do follow-ups and do track my progress or assessment and be like, hey, I know what your problem is. You need to do more of these and less of these, or you need to whatever.
You need a personal trainer.
That kind of thing, but not like someone there coach
but
me
just-
as I do it,
yeah.
but just like that's the reason I was going to go with the virtual online route, because I didn't necessarily need them to be in the gym. I can work out. I just need to know what to do and follow ups.
I follow another guy named Big Ron. You might like him too. He keeps it simple, but he does online check-ins, and it doesn't cost that much.
Yeah,
You can just be like straight up, look, dude, this is what I want. Can you do this?
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Or no, I can't. They tailor it around you.
yeah. That's what I'm.
That's what
looking
you
at.
seem to probably reach
This
out.
one
a
was
little
like a full-fledged like fucking program bullshit, and I was like, no, this is way too expensive. And it's tailored for you too. I did ask a lot of questions about nutrition too, because I told him, I told that dude, I was like, I'm not fucking eating quinoa and avocado every day. I'm not doing that shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not right. I'm not getting a fucking little food scale and putting everything on the fucking scale before I eat
I'm
it.
sure you like that, didn't you?
I'm not doing that shit. Right. And he was like, absolutely, I totally get it or whatever. He's like, we tailor nutrition around like what you like to do too. But I was like, yeah, no, I'm not tracking my macros to the fucking gram. I'm not doing that crap.
They swear by it, man.
Fuck,
I don't
I know.
do. I don't
I
count
don't
my
do that
macros, but they.
No. I'll do a in general thing, like especially to start, like just people that like, oh, top 10 superfoods to get you jacked, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Everybody's an expert, dude. Dad and I talked about this today. I was like, everybody is an expert. You can take something as simple as like a tricep pushdown, and someone will come out with 73 different ways to pull it down.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of hearing it.
It's the
I've
stuff.
unfollowed so many damn. I like guys that I'll follow, and I do follow a lot of fitness dudes like Body, but I'm like, usually just because they keep it simple. And like if I'm doing the same exercise, or I look at their splits or whatever, I'm like, that's cool. Like, or see something they're doing, I'm like, I'm gonna try that. But it's not like this hang from the ceiling on one foot, lift this with your chin, and you'll become ripped. Yeah. I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm not doing that.
I was just thinking. I think probably my
Been
favorite
super-
exercise to do, probably number one, is dips.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah,
I fucking love doing dips.
That's great.
Right now I can't do. I have to do assisted dips, but
You'll get there.
I'll get there.
I understand.
I'll get back to a time where I
Yeah.
can do dips again. Are you watching it? We got
He
Steve
had
on the
something
table
crawl on
just
his face.
full on sleeping.
I don't think
Is it a flea?
I don't think it was a flea. It wasn't
Could be a
moving
flea.
like one.
He goes outside a lot more now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a flea.
Um,
Chill out.
Yeah, he. I let him roam around outside, so he probably has got some fleas now.
Hey,
I was hoping it was too cold.
I
now.
asked the Farrells to do the Farrells podcast.
Yeah.
I asked them to come on to our show.
What'd they say?
She said, just name the time, place, give me the topics we're talking about, and I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
So
Come up with some topics.
I don't know if it'll be just her or her and her husband.
Okay.
But I'll keep you posted on that. But I asked them if they wanted to come on.
They want to come on here, or are we going there?
They'll probably come on here. I don't
Okay.
think they have the setup quite like we do for that many. I think they only have 2 mics
Oh, okay.
flat. They're new into. They're only 12 episodes in. So
Okay.
she's getting into it.
Yeah.
But I think the Gage wants to come back on too.
People helping people.
People, it's powerful stuff. Yeah, feels so good.
It feels so good when you joke. All right. Well, I guess we've already in this thing. We're about over an hour and a half in.
Yeah, dude, call it.
You
Yeah.
send us
So, like, follow, share. We missed last week, so apologize for that. Work got in the way. Real life got in the way. We've still got some plans for the show. I've been doing some more research on some other things too, to try to figure out what we're going to do for the next year on the road to 100. Trying to have more guests on. I would imagine, though, getting closer to the holidays, we're going to try to start recording a little earlier on the weeks that I'm on call. And then Thanksgiving, Christmas, we'll try to probably talk that out and see if we'll probably skip, imagine that week of Christmas, probably.
Yeah. You want to make a commitment right now to do video New Year's?
Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. I'll take that commitment. Yeah. Switch to video, all video.
All video.
We'll
New
probably
Year's.
have to tweak it quite a bit. So you'll have to be patient with us because I have to figure out the whole.
Well, we'll do that ahead of time, but
Yeah.
because we have pretty much everything, we just need to get the space.
I have stuff for the room too,
need the
that I
space.
ordered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do some of that.
Yeah, make sure to like, follow, share, comment, send me messages if you guys DM me if you have some questions, concerns, whatever. If you want to talk shit about the show, please post it. Negativity, first comment we get, we're gonna put it and frame it.
Right. Remember, share 10,000 times.
Yep.
Anybody also, always out there, sponsors, you got a cool thing that you're doing, your business, your service, whatever. I don't give a shit. If it's just you or a big company or a small regional thing, I don't give a shit. First one's free. We'll,
I
we'll
love
plug
hyping
it.
stuff up.
Exactly. We got the fucking brand groupie extraordinaire over here, man. Ultimate hype man. If you got a cool vibe, doesn't matter.
I have to
Doesn't
find
matter
out
what
first.
you're selling. It could be Q-tips. Who gives a shit? If you got a cool aesthetic, got a cool vibe, Josh is going to be all over it.
That's
and
true.
And he'll be posting on his Instagram, and we'll give you a shout out for free. The first one. So, yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. See you next week.
Catch you next week. Peace.